Welcome back. Welcome to a new class. Welcome to class number 7, for Vaughan Inglés 4.0, the best English course for television and radio in the world. And I think this will be the best course for the next century, for the next 100 years. Even though the technology will improve, even though people will have new hairstyles, new fashions, and this program will become obsolete for reasons of fashion and maybe technology, it will never become obsolete for the pedagogy and the teaching. This will survive, and it'll be the best in the 21st century. And its success will depend largely on you. So I'm counting on you to make the effort. I'm counting on you. Your responsibility, your reliability, and your dependability. Let's go to the next camera and continue. Okay, can I count on you? Can I count on your support? Can I count on your help if I need help? Can I count on your backing if I need backing? Can I count on you? Are you going to let me down? ¿Me das de fraudar? Are you going to let me down? Are you going to let me down? Don't let me down. John Lennon and the Beatles. Don't let me down, no me decepciones. Don't disappoint me. Be reliable, be dependable, be responsible. Okay, se escribe responsable, no hable. Be responsible, because I need to count on you for the success of this program. Every step I take, you need to take with me. Every step I take, you need to take a step with me too, okay? And together. All right? And you shouldn't miss a class. And why shouldn't I miss a class? Because you have a responsibility to me, just like I have a responsibility to you. This is a joint effort. I make an effort to teach, and you make an effort to learn. I cannot transmit the English language into your head by divine inspiration. No. I need your hard work and your help to count on. Okay, negative questions. I'm not happy. Well, Richard, why aren't you happy? Aren't you? No, aren't. Eso es perfecto castellano, pero inglés es aren't. Imperfecto británico, aren't. Aren't. Suena tía, no? Aren't. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy? Why aren't I happy? I'm not happy because I'm not rich. Oh, poor boy. Why aren't you rich? Well, it's clear why I'm not rich. I'm not rich because I don't have any money. Ah, poor thing. Pobrecito en inglés, cosa pobre. Poor thing, poor little thing. You aren't rich because you don't have any money. You aren't rich. You aren't rich because you don't have any money. And why don't you have any money? Why don't you? Es curioso con la T de don't y con la Y de you, cuando se juntan, la pronunciación suena a chu, como chufla, chufla. Why aren't you? Chu, chu. Why aren't you? Why aren't you? Why aren't you happy? Well, I'm not happy because I don't have any money. And why don't you? Chu, chu, chu. Why don't you have any money? Well, I don't have any money because I can't find any money. You can't find any money? And why can't you find any money? Well, because I don't have a source of income. You don't have a what? I don't have a source of income. Source? What source? Origin, fuente, origen, source. Ah, source, claro, source. Well, source, in English, source. Okay? Because I don't have a source of income. What's income? How do you say income in Spanish? Renta o ingresos? Ah, fuente de ingresos. A ver, source of income. O sea, se dice a la forma latina, no income source. Ah, correct, yes, Latin style. I can't find any money because I don't have a source of income. Income, o sea, lo que viene hacia dentro, ¿no? Income, escrito income, ¿no? Yes, income. I-N-C-O-M-E. I don't have a source of income. And why don't you have a source of income? Because I don't have a job. Oh, you're unemployed. Yes, you're on the dole, as they say in England. You're unemployed. And why don't you have a job? Come on. Well, I don't have a job because it's not easy to find a job. No? And why isn't it easy? Why isn't it easy to find a job? It's not easy to find a job because nobody wants to hire me. Nobody wants to hire you. That's right. Nobody wants to hire me. No one wants to hire me. And why doesn't anybody want to hire you? Why doesn't anybody? Fijaos en esta combinación. Nobody wants to hire me. ¿Y por qué nadie quiere? Why doesn't anybody? Why doesn't anybody want to hire you? Well, to tell you the truth, para ser sincero, to tell you the truth, nobody wants to hire me because I'm not qualified to do anything. You're not qualified to do anything. Why aren't you qualified to do anything? Because I don't know how to do anything. Come on. Yeah, it's true. I don't know how to do anything. And why don't you know how to do anything? Because I didn't go to school. You didn't go to school? No, I didn't go to school. No asistí a la escuela. I didn't go. Usamos go siempre con school. Siempre. Cuando alguien te pregunta en inglés, aquí a la universidad hiciste la carrera, ¿dónde hiciste la carrera? Se dice, where did you go to uni? Where did you go to college? In America, where did you go to uni? Or where did you go to the university? We always use the verb to go. I go to school at Harvard. Where do you go to school? Where do you go to college? I go to school at University of Michigan, etc. Okay, because I didn't go to school. I never went to school. Why didn't you go to school? I didn't go to school because I didn't have the opportunity to go. And why didn't you have the opportunity to go? Well, I didn't have the opportunity to go because I had to help my father. And why did you have to help your father? Well, because my father couldn't work. Your father couldn't work. And why couldn't your father work? Well, he couldn't work because he couldn't find a job. And why couldn't he find a job? He couldn't find a job because nobody wanted to hire him. And why didn't anybody want to hire him? Nobody wanted to hire him because he wasn't qualified, etc., etc. It's a sad story in a vicious circle. But your case and my case are better, more optimistic. I'll be right back after the next teacher, and we'll continue.
Thank you, Richard. My name's David Waddell, and that means it's time to put into practice everything that he's just explained to us. And I'm here with a very special guest today, Beatriz. How are you today, Beatriz?
Fine, thanks.
You're well?
Yes.
Are you ready to work hard?
Yes.
Good, that's what I want to hear. Now, today we're going to revise what we did in the last class. Now, if you remember, we did negative questions with modal verbs. Now, a few classes ago, we looked at negative questions with the modal verb can't. Now we're going to look at other modal verbs like could, like would, or couldn't, should I say, because they're negative. Couldn't, wouldn't, mustn't, won't, all these sort of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a negative sentence and I want you to ask me why. Okay? So, for example, I wouldn't do that. Ask me why.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Very good. Repeat.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Why wouldn't you do that? Do is much more hard. The sound is hard. D. Why wouldn't you do that? Again?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Do that. Do that. Again?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Do that. Lengua arriba, lengua fuera. Do that. Otra vez?
Do that.
Do that. That. Again?
Do that.
I see. Okay, now the whole question. Why wouldn't you do that?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Es que no veo tu lengua. Otra vez.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Do that. That. Do that.
That.
That. Otra vez?
That.
Okay, so why wouldn't you do that?
Why wouldn't you do that?
Así, muy bien, por fin. Okay, one more time.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Así, okay, en casa. I wouldn't do that. Ask me why. Why wouldn't you do that? Do that. Do that. Do you hear the difference between do that and do that? Do that. Okay, the next one. They mustn't press this button. Ask me why.
Why mustn't they press that button?
That button. That button. Okay?
Why mustn't they press that button?
Así, button. Button.
Button.
Not bottom. Button.
Button.
Button. Button con N al final, yeah?
Button.
Así, muy bien. Okay, so one more time. They mustn't press this button. Ask me why.
Why mustn't they press that button?
That button. Again?
The whole sentence?
The whole sentence, the whole question, yeah?
Why mustn't they press that button?
Okay, that button. That button. Es que no sale tu lengua.
That button.
Así, okay. Now repeat again the whole sentence.
Why mustn't they press that button?
Okay, very good. Why mustn't they press that button? We'll do one more, okay? You shouldn't smoke so much.
Why shouldn't I smoke so much?
Good, okay. Why shouldn't I smoke so much? You shouldn't smoke so much. Ask me why. Why shouldn't I smoke so much? Okay, now we have to change the subject because the other thing we looked at was contar con. Now, how do you translate contar con?
Rely in someone, on someone.
To count.
Oh.
To count what?
To count on someone.
Yes, very good. Not to count with, to count on. Contar con alguien is to count on, not to count with. So be careful. So be very, very careful. Okay, so I want you to translate all these sentences and questions. Are you ready? Are you ready at home? I hope so. Yes? You ready? Good. Here we go then. Puedes contar conmigo.
You can count on me.
Good. You can count on me. Very good. And now the question. ¿Puedo contar contigo?
Can I count on you?
Very good. Can I count on you? Repeat.
Can I count on you?
Can I count on you? Okay, en casa. ¿Puedo contar contigo? Can I count on you? Can I count on you? Not can I count with you. Can I count on you? Okay, the next one. ¿Podemos contar con ellos?
Can we count on them?
Very good. Esta vez muy bien. Has dicho them. Yeah, very good. One more time.
Can we count on them?
Perfect. Ahora lo tienes. Okay, no cuentes con ellos.
Don't count on them.
Very good. Don't. Más fuerte. Don't count on them. Again?
Don't count on them.
Don't count on them. Again?
Don't count on them.
Con la lengua más arriba. Don't. Es casi como una T. Don't. Again?
Don't count on them.
Perfect. Okay. En casa, no cuentes con ellos. Don't count on them. Don't count on them. The next one. No podemos contar con su apoyo.
We can't count on their support.
On their support. Muy bien. Repeat.
We can't count on their support.
Good. Has dicho there. Perfectamente. Ahora lo tienes. There. So again, no podemos contar con su apoyo. We can't count on their support. We can't count on their support. Okay, the next one. ¿Crees que podemos contar con él?
Do you think we can count on him?
Very good. Do you think we can count on him? One more time.
Do you think we can count on him?
Very good. En casa. ¿Crees que podemos contar con él? Do you think we can count on him? Count on. Nunca count with. Count on. Okay? We've learnt that, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, now I'll hand you back to Richard. Thank you very much.
All right. Question. When was the last time you played the drums on television? Me? I've never played the drums on television. Really? When was the last time you pointed at me with both hands? I've never pointed at you with both hands. When was the last time you told me to change to camera number 1? Me? I've never told you to change to camera one, number one. Oh, well, tell me now. Richard, please, would you mind changing to camera number one? Perfect. Say it in a different way. Richard, could you please change to camera number one? Perfect. Now, say it in a different way. Richard, would you change to camera number one, please? No problem. Tell me in a different way. Richard, I would like you to change to camera number one, please. Very good. Now tell me in another way. Change to camera number one, will you? Okay, fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll change. Okay. Yeah, listen to me now. Listen carefully. When was the last time you saw a flying elephant? Except for Dumbo. Forget Dumbo. That's Walt Disney. When was the last time you saw a flying elephant? I've never seen a flying elephant. Oh, qué bien te sabes los verbos irregulares. Tienes que pensar si saw seen para que te salga el participio. Como las tablas multiplicar. No las tienes aprendidas. Las tablas. Okay? Ni de los verbos irregulares. When was the last time you saw a flying saucer? Saucer es un pequeño plato. Un platillo volante. When was the last time you saw a flying saucer? I've never seen a flying saucer. Wow, 10 points. When was the last time you spoke to me? Estoy usando el pasado. When was the last time you spoke to me about the current economic problems in Albania? I've never spoken. Qué bien, pero estás tardando. Eso tiene que salirte como una bala. I've never spoken to you about the economic situation or the current economic situation in Albania. And when was the last time there was a dead body in the back seat of your car? Well, there's never been. Nunca ha habido. There has never been. There's never been a dead body, un cadáver. There's never been a dead body in the back of my car, in the back seat of my car. And when was the last time you took me to the moon? Well, Richard, I've never taken you. Muy bien, un poco más rápido esta vez. I've never taken you to the moon. And when was the last time I took you to the moon? Come with me, baby, I'll take you to the moon. Well, you've never taken me to the moon, Richard. Yet. Okay, you've never taken me. And when was the last time you came to this studio? When was the last time I came? I've never come to this studio. And when did you last lose all your money in the casino? I've never lost all my money in the casino. Estoy expresando lo que se llama el presente perfecto, pero dentro de un estilo de cosas que nunca has hecho, insertando el never. Yo he nunca perdido todo mi dinero, literalmente es lo que decimos en inglés. Yo he nunca, se inserta nunca después del verbo auxiliar to have, en este caso. I have never lost all my money in the casino. We always make the contraction. I've never. Well, I've never been to Spain. Hay una canción muy antigua which you don't remember. I remember. Would you like to hear it? You want to hear it, Maria? You want to hear it? Se ríe. She's always laughing at me. It's very difficult for me to concentrate because she's laughing. Well, the song is very simple. Nunca he estado en España. Well, I've never been to Spain, but I've been to Oklahoma. And they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. In Oklahoma, in Arizona, what does it matter? What does it matter? Well, I've never been to Spain. I've never been to Spain. Nunca he estado en España. En inglés decimos nunca he estado a España. I've never been to Spain. Well, it's not true. I've been to Spain, but I've never been to Brazil. I've never been to the Antarctic. I've never been to Argentina. I've never been to Chile. I've never been to South Africa. I've never been to India. I've never seen a flying saucer. I've never seen a pink elephant. I've never seen an Amazon woman. I've never seen the Mississippi River frozen in the winter. Okay. I've never driven from Madrid to Marrakesh. I've never driven a race car. No, miento. I've never driven a Formula One race car. I've never driven a combine, cosechadora, but I've driven a tractor. When was the last time you drove a Porsche? Me, I've never driven a Porsche. Que bien con driven. When was the last time you flew from Spain to Mongolia? When was the last time I flew from Spain to Mongolia? I've never flown. Ooh. Okay. You're impressing me with your irregular verb mastery. Fantastic. I've never flown to Mongolia. When was the last time you drank poison? I've never drunk poison. When was the last time you ate kangaroo meat? I've never eaten. Qué bien lo dices. I've never eaten. Qué bien. Repitamos esto para el público. When was the last time you ate? I've never eaten. When was the last time you ate snake meat? Carne de culebra. Ugh. I've never eaten snake meat. I've never eaten snake meat. And when did you last understand German perfectly? I've never understood German perfectly. When was the last time you spoke to me in Chinese? Mandarin or Cantonese? Either one. Do you know one of the two? No. Well, then it doesn't matter. Well, I've never spoken to you in Cantonese Chinese. And in Mandarin? Tampoco. No, I haven't spoken to you in Mandarin Chinese either. And when did you last make love to a goddess? A goddess? Una diosa. Yes. When did you last make love to a goddess? Well, I made love to my wife. Is she a goddess? No, but a real goddess. Okay, I've never made love to a real goddess. And when did you last say goodbye to me? I've never said goodbye to you. Well, I'm saying goodbye to you now for a few minutes for our station break, but I'll be right back. Okay, I'm a little tired now. When was the last time when did you last feel tired? Me, I've never felt tired in my life. Come on. When did you last sleep under a bridge? Bajo un puente. I've never slept under a bridge. When did you last lose control of yourself? Me, I've never lost control of myself. Come on. I've never lost control of myself, okay? Never. Okay? And when did you last tell me to get lost? A freír espárragos, como decís aquí. I've never told you to get lost. When did you last say the Lord's Prayer, Our Father, in Swedish? I've never said the Lord's Prayer in Swedish. Podría continuar con esto hasta la eternidad. But we need to stop because there's another teacher waiting for you, and then back to me.
Hello everyone, I'm Natasha, your teacher, and today I'm here to work on a very, very important grammar point with you. And here with me today is Cristina, who's going to help you and me to work on this point, okay? Are you ready to meet her? Are you sure? Okay, let's meet her. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
How's everything?
Yeah, well.
How was your day?
Quite a bit exhausting.
Exhausting?
Yeah.
But this class isn't going to be exhausting,
no,
is
this class,
it?
not
What is
this
exhausting?
Yeah,
Agotador. Isn't
Agotador,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
But this class, is it going to be exhausting, do you think?
No, it's kind of fun and relaxed.
Is this class going to be exhausting? No, she's not sure of her answer. Well, maybe a little bit exhausting, okay? Maybe a little bit, but in a good way, okay? In a good way, because it means we're going to be learning and practicing a lot, okay? Before we start practicing the grammar point, remember what we always say, okay? It's very important that you speak out loud, okay, at home. You need to always practice everything and answer all the questions out loud, always trying to practice your pronunciation, okay? So try to speak out loud, and it doesn't matter who's around, it doesn't matter who can hear you, okay? The important thing is that you're practicing English, which is what we're here for, okay? Are you ready? Okay, good. Are you ready, Cristina?
I'm ready.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Yeah. Okay, all right. I'm going to ask you a question, and you have to answer, okay?
Okay.
All right. When was the last time you went to the North Pole on a pogo stick? What is a pogo stick? Actually, I don't know how to say it in Spanish, so we're at loss. You know these sticks? They're long, and they have, like, you can put your foot, and you do this.
Ah, okay.
Saltarín? No. How do you say this in Spanish? Well, you look up in the dictionary and send me an email, okay? I don't know how to say it, but you get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the question. When was the last time you went to the North Pole on a pogo stick?
That was no first
So,
time.
the answer is I've never
been there.
I've never been, or I've never gone to
To the North Pole
on
a
pogo
pogo
stick.
stick.
Again.
I've never been in the North Pole with.
I've never gone to.
I've never gone.
Imagine going from Spain all the way to the North Pole on a pogo stick, okay?
I've never gone to the North Pole on a pogo stick.
Very good. I've never gone to the North Pole on a pogo stick either, okay? And you at home? Okay, the next one, okay? When did you last buy a 20-year-old car?
I've never bought a 20-year-old car.
Very good. Okay, at home, let's analyze this sentence a little bit, okay? Remember that never, nunca, you never put it before the auxiliary, okay? You don't say like in Spanish, yo nunca he comprado, okay? You have to put it between the auxiliary and the main verb, okay? So, have bought, never would be in the middle, okay? You have to split up the verb and put it in the middle, okay? So, I've never bought a 20-year-old car, okay? Remember that when we talk about things that we've never done in our lives, we use the present perfect, okay? I've never, okay? And remember that pronunciation and to move your vocal cords, okay? I've. Listen to how Cristina's saying it because she's saying it perfectly, okay? So, take note of that, okay? Next question, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. When were you last in my house?
I've never been in your house.
Very good. Say it with more confidence.
I've never been in your house.
Very good. Okay, the next question is for you at home, okay? When did you last milk a cow? I've never milked a cow, or maybe you have, okay? But in general, I've never milked a cow, okay? Have you ever milked a cow?
I haven't.
Okay, so the full sentence.
I've never milked a cow.
Very good pronunciation of milked. Okay, next question. When was the last time you were able to read upside down? What's upside down? Al revés.
Al revés.
Al revés. Upside down. We're very strange in English because it really means el lado de arriba para abajo. Okay, so we're a bit strange. Upside down. Okay. So when were you last able to read upside down?
I've never been able to read upside down.
Really?
Really?
Okay, let's ask people at home, okay? And at home, when were you last able to read upside down? Very good. I've never been able to read upside down, okay? All right, next question. Actually, who should this question go to? For you or for Cristina? What do you think, Cristina?
For them.
for them. Not for me. Okay, the next one. When was the last time you turned off my TV? Very good. I've never turned off your TV. Okay, let's ask Cristina. When was the last time you turned off my TV?
I've never turned off your TV.
Very good. Next one. When were you last appointed Prime Minister?
I've never been appointed Prime Minister.
Very good. What does appointed mean? To be appointed.
Designado.
Yeah, or nombrado, okay? So to be appointed, okay? Not to be named, to be appointed, okay? So you at home, when were you last appointed Prime Minister? Very good. I've never been appointed Prime Minister. Very good. Okay, the next one. Cristina, when did you last hang my clothes on the line?
I've never hung your clothes.
Past? Past participle?
With u.
Yes. Pronunciation?
Hung?
Hung.
Hung.
Okay, this is very, very difficult. Let's go to people at home, okay? Hang, hung, hung, okay? Hung. Very different to the base form, okay? Hang, hung, hang, hung. Can you hear that difference, okay? Hang, it's like you lower your jaw a little bit, okay? You say hang, and it's more nasal, okay? Hang. And the other one is hung, hung. Repeat. Very good. Hung. Okay, let's see if Cristina can say it. Just say it alone. Hung.
Hung.
Very good. So, when did you last hang my clothes on the line?
I've never hung your clothes in the...
On the line.
On the line.
Very good. What is to hang your clothes on the line?
Tender la ropa.
Yeah. So, when did you last hang my clothes on the line?
I've never hung your clothes on the line.
Okay, and repeat one more time. Repeat it in the base form. Hang.
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 Very good. And in the past participle?
Hung.
Hung. Very good. It's also shorter. Okay? So I've never hung your clothes on the line. But you're invited to hang my clothes on the line whenever you want, to iron my clothes, to do everything, just so you know, okay? Okay, the last one, okay? When did I last lay your table?
You've never laid my table.
Okay, very good. What is to lay the table?
Poner la mesa.
Poner la mesa. To lay your table or to set the table, okay? Okay, translation. Nunca he discutido con mi mejor amigo.
I've never had an argument with my best friend.
Very good. You can say, I've never had an argument, or I've never argued, right?
Okay.
I've never argued with my best friend, or I've never had an argument. Remember that fight is physical. So if you say, I've never fought with my best friend, it's that it's physical. So have you ever fought with your best friend?
No, I haven't.
So full sentence.
I've never fought with my best friend.
Very good. Good job today, Cristina. And
Thank
you at
you.
home, great job. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay, welcome back. Oh, this point, for me personally, is very difficult to teach. I hate this point. I don't know if I'm going to teach you this point or not. What do you think? Do you think I should try? I'm a good teacher, but I can't. There's certain points that simply are tough for me to teach and not fun. Not everything is fun in life, don't you agree? Life is not always fun and games. Yes. All right. But, I have to teach these things. So we'll switch to camera one, and I'll teach it for a few minutes. But if I don't like it, I'll abandon it and go back to the previous point. All right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. La nueva esposa de mi padre, si está en segundas nupcias. My father's new wife. My father's new wife. The emperor's new clothes. My father's new wife. And if my father's new wife has 2 children from a previous marriage, then it's my father's new wife's children. Doble genitivo sajón. En cadena. Okay, el hueso del perro de Natasha. Natasha's dog's bone. This is difficult, eh? For me too. Now, when I'm speaking naturally, no problem. Natasha's dog's bone is on the floor. My father's new wife's children. It's no problem. When I have to teach it, it's a problem. So I simply tell you, remember this. The Saxon genitive is my tailor's wife. My tailor's wife's problems. Los problemas de la mujer de mi sastre. Okay? My tailor's house's paint. My tailor's best friend's car. So you need to carry these things through. And it's quite difficult to do for you, and I understand it. The car of the friend of my tailor is even worse in English. It's understandable, but it doesn't sound good. The car of the friend of my tailor, el coche del amigo de mi sastre. No, my tailor's friend's car. Okay? My tailor's friend's car. The president's minister's problems. Los problemas del ministro del presidente. The president's minister's problems. All right. My cousin's best friend's dog died yesterday. Who died yesterday? Well, who know what? A dog. Whose dog? Your cousin's dog? No. My cousin's dog didn't die yesterday. My cousin's best friend's dog died. A ver si me entero. Your cousin's best friend's dog. That's right. My cousin, apostrophe S, best friend, apostrophe S, dog died. Okay? If you want to continue, if I want to torture you and ser sádico, be a sadist, my cousin's best friend's dog's mouse died. Okay? And you can go on and on. All right? But it's not necessary. The important thing is to remember that a double saxon genitive exists a lot. The boss's secretary's car. El coche, la secretaria del jefe. My boss's secretary's car is blocking my parking space. Can you please call the boss's secretary? Because the boss's secretary's car is blocking my parking place. Now, I'm not going to practice this with you anymore because it's difficult out of context to create good examples. I'm going to go back and practice a bit more with our participles, but I want you to be aware that in English, a double, even a triple Saxon genitive can exist, and these are used all the time, all right? Your sister's husband's, that's your sister's husband's problem, not mine. Mi cuñado, el marido de mi hermana. He has some problems. I don't. They're not my problems, they're his problems. They're my sister's husband's problems. They are. There. Contracción de they are siempre es there. They're my sister's husband's problems. They're not my problems. They're not mine, they're his. They're my sister's husband's ex-wife's problems. Yeah, you see, my sister also remarried when she was about 40 years old. And her husband had an ex-wife. Okay, now, the wife has a lot of problems. Not really my brother-in-law. And my sister doesn't have the problems, and I don't have the problems. But my sister's husband's wife's problems are causing problems for everybody, especially in this class trying to teach them, okay? And I'm not interested in my sister's husband's ex-wife's problems. And I'm not interested in confusing you with English that could be relevant at certain times, but is not relevant very often, okay? 99% of the time we use a simple one-person Saxon genitive. But the other 1% of the time we say two, my sister's husband's problems. To say three is like discovering gold. My sister's husband's ex-wife's problems. Okay, but in any case, it's necessary to expose you to this, to make you aware of these things. And then of course to practice it a bit, or to illustrate it a bit for you verbally, on television and on the radio and through Vaughan Inglés 4.0. All right, now, when was the last time there was a tornado in Spain? There's never been a tornado in Spain. When was the last time you had a 50-degree fever? I've never had a 50-degree fever. When did you last spend money in a Russian casino? I've never spent any money in a Russian casino. When did you last have $1 million in your pocket? I've never had $1 million in my pocket. When did you last have malaria? I've never had malaria. When did you last have yellow fever? I've never had yellow fever. When did you last have tuberculosis? I've never had tuberculosis. When did you last have scurvy? Scurvy? Sí, escorbuto. I've never had scurvy. When did you last have problems with your little finger? I've never had problems with my little finger. Practicad esto, cosas que nunca has tenido, siendo enfermedades, por ejemplo, y practicad. I've never had. I've never had tuberculosis. I've never had hepatitis. I've never had arthritis. I've never had rheumatism. I've never had malaria. I've never had a high fever. I've never had other problems, a heart attack, for example. And practice these, okay? I'll be back in a few minutes to finish the class after our next teacher.
Thank you very much, Richard. Well, my name is Alberto Alonso, and welcome back to Inglés 4.0. That's right, well, I'm here with a very special student today. She's been with me before, and you may know her. Her name is Beatriz. Hello, Beatriz. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
All right, good. Well, ask me what we're going to do today.
Alberto, what are we going to do today?
Perfect. What are we going to do today? Well, we're going to look at some vocabulary, and then after we're going to look at the Saxonville genitive, or the possessive S. You don't like that, do you? ¿Qué cara que me has puesto? You don't like the Saxon, do you? Okay, well, I'm going to teach you some tricks. Unos truquillos. Yo siempre tengo. I'm a magician. Soy un mago. I have tricks. Tengo trucos. Y te las voy a enseñar. I'm going to teach you all the tricks I know. Okay? All right, let's start with the vocabulary. Today, I'm feeling generous. Me siento muy generoso. Y voy a dar doble puntos. Normally, I give 5 points. Today, I'm going to give 10 points for every correct answer. Okay? Is this good? Are you happy about that?
Yes, I'm happy.
Okay. All right. Now, here we go. How do you say pelar?
To peel.
Very good. 10 points. To peel. Pelar is to peel. Eso es facilísimo. To peel. Okay. Next one. I think correr riesgos.
To run risks.
To run risks. Absolutely. To run risks. Eso es literal. To run risks. Muy bien. Otros 10 puntos son 20 puntos. 20 points. Okay. All right. Let's try this one. Castigo.
Punishment.
Esto es un castigo, lo sabe todo. You know all of them. 30 points you have now. Punishment. So, castigar, ¿cómo se dice?
To punish.
Perfecto. Okay. How do you say, no te entendí bien? Malinterpretación, me parece, no sé si dice en español así.
Or misunderstanding.
Okay, this would be a malentendido, is a misunderstanding. Okay, this would be a misinterpretation. Es parecido al español. A misinterpretation. También se dice misunderstanding. Okay, now this is one of my favorite, una de mis palabras favoritos en inglés, te lo juro, ¿eh? I love this word. I swear. Okay, this is abrumador. Yo lo aprendí en español, yo lo aprendí. Así que tú lo tienes que aprender en inglés. Hacemos un trato, okay? It's only fair, es justo. Okay, here we go. So how do you say abrumador? Te voy a dar 50 puntos por esta. No pressure.
Overwhelming.
Me rindo. I give up. She's perfect. You're doing a wonderful job. Overwhelming. Overwhelming. This is one of my favorite words because my life, my job, sometimes it's very overwhelming. Sometimes I get home and I say, oh, I'm tired. Okay, so that's it, yeah, overwhelming. Es mi favorito. De las 5 de hoy, esa es mi favorita. Okay, overwhelming. So 50 points plus, you had 90 points. This is a record. In 5 minutes, she has 90 points. Beatriz, there's no doubt in my mind that you're a star student. Okay, now let's look at this possessive S. El S sajón este, que a nadie le gusta. A mí no me gusta tampoco, pero es lo que tenemos ahí, lo tenemos y lo tenemos que usar bien. Okay, so how do you say, vamos a empezar sencillo. How do you say, ¿de quién es este boli?
Who's this pen? Who does this pen belong to?
Eso es de quién pertenece, pero quiero de quién. Muy bien, me gusta tu truco de decirlo en otra manera, pero quiero con el whose.
Whose pen is it?
Ahora sí, ahora sí. Whose, el objeto, sin artículo, sin nada. Whose pen is it? How do you say, es el tuyo?
It's yours.
How do you say, es el boli de Alberto?
It's Alberto's pen.
Ok, entonces, en español, ¿cómo se diría es el boli de Alberto? El boli de Alberto, el boli va primero. Pues le damos la vuelta a todo. Con un sajón le damos la vuelta a todo. Por ejemplo, Natasha tiene un perro. Natasha has a dog. And the dog has a bone. Y tiene un hueso. How do you say, el hueso del perro de Natasha?
El hueso del perro.
El hueso del perro de Natasha.
Natasha's dog's bone.
¿Ves? Es el inverso. Es el truco con esto. Dale la vuelta a la frase. Yo te he dicho el hueso del perro de Natasha. Tú has dicho Natasha's dog's bone. Acuérdate. Y los dos necesitan la S. ¿Ves? Tan difícil no lo es. Si lo piensas así, hombre, en una conversación no lo puedes hacer así de momento, pero si lo practicas, it's easier and easier. Como todo esto, se hace más fácil cada vez. Ok, so vamos a hacer más. Ok, so how do you say, ¿de quién es el hueso?
Whose bone is it?
Very good, ok. Vamos a ponerlo en indirecto. ¿Cómo dirías, Alberto, ¿sabes de quién es el hueso?
Alberto, do you know whose bone it is?
Yes, porque es indirecto, le damos la vuelta al is it y le ponemos al it is. So, whose bone is it? La indirecta, tell me whose bone it is. Y le damos la vuelta allí. Ok, acuérdate, el who es quién. Whose. Quiero que vibre aquí. Whose.
Whose?
Ok, now how do you say, Alberto, es el hueso del perro Natasha? Que ya te lo he dicho.
Alberto, it's Natasha's dog's bone. I have just told you.
I just told you. How many times do I have to repeat it? Well, until you can say it perfectly. That's how many times. Ok, vamos a intentar otras aquí. Ok, how do you say, el hijo del jefe de Paco? Dice, me está mirando con una cara. Can you see? Vamos a ver la cara. No, ahora lo va a cambiar. Me estaba mirando. She was looking at me with a face like, oh no, I'm going to kill you. All right. So te lo repito. Es el hijo del jefe de Paco.
Es el hijo del jefe de Paco.
El hijo del jefe de Paco.
He's Paco's son's.
El hijo del jefe.
No, he's Paco's boss's son.
Eso es. He's Paco's boss's son. El revés, acuérdate en español. El hijo del jefe de Paco, Paco's boss's son. Tan difícil no lo es. Si lo piensas así, es darle la vuelta. Nada más. Ok, here we go. Claro, poniendo la S. No, nunca decimos of. The father of John. Decimos John's father. Right? Ok. La suegra del compañero de piso de Juanita. Toma. Te lo repito, es difícil. La suegra del compañero de piso de Juanita.
I don't remember how to say suegra.
Ok, suegra es mother-in-law.
That's it.
Mother-in-law es suegra. Ok, so give it to me. Te lo doy otra vez. Es la suegra del compañero de piso de Juanito. Esto es nivel avanzado, es lo que tiene. ¿Ok? Do you know it?
It's Juanito's
Roommate or flatmate. Se puede decir, en Inglaterra dicen flatmate como compañero de piso y nosotros decimos roommate, la que quieras.
So it's Juanito's roommate's. How did it continue?
Suegra.
Mother-in-law.
Ok, ahora todo junto y lo tienes. La suegra del compañero de Juanito.
It's Juanito's roommate's mother-in-law.
Y muy bien, así y te llevas los últimos 50. Te voy a dar 50 porque era difícil. Sigue practicando, se hace más fácil cada vez. It gets easier and easier, I promise. We'll see you next time.
Okay, class 7 over. When was the last time you made a big effort, a really strong effort to improve your English? When was the last time you spent a lot of hours surfing the web, reading voraciously websites in English? When was the last time you memorized 100 verbs and conjugated them in 5 different tenses? When was the last time you said 100 sentences with when was the last time and answering them, I've never? Until you start doing these things, your progress is not going to be very fast and it's not going to be to your satisfaction. The people who progress to their own satisfaction are people who, arriman el hombro, who work very hard. Okay, help me in this and let's work hard together. See you tomorrow.